the reality with Cam Newton is New England leaked a story last week. They don't leak much, but when they do, they want it out. This is the way, by the way, a White House works. This is the way politics works. When the White House wants something out, regardless of who the president is, they leak it out. They find a reporter, they leak it out. This has happened my entire career in this business, where if a team is considering acquiring a player, they'll leak it out to a member of the media. That happened a lot when I used to listen to WFAN in New York. They leak it out. The host talks about it. You get reaction from the fans. This happens all the time. So New England leaked last week. They were disappointed with the COVID snafu by Cam, and they did it for a reason. They don't leak much. They do it when they want it out, which is, hey, when we bail on him, this is the reason. They also had multiple veteran players saying how great Mac Jones was. Now, I do think Mac Jones played well, but it's hard to interpret. New England played starters. Not many teams played starters. About 75% of this league didn't play any starters. A snap. New England played lots of starters as they tried to decipher what they were. And if you're playing starters, and I got Belichick and starters, and you have a coach less than Belichick and second and third stringers, both these quarterbacks look good. Mac looked good, and Cam looked good. And my guess is they would go with Cam because this division's better. You can't mess around. I think they wanted to give Mac Jones more snaps. But once Cam now is sidelined for 5 days, Mac got all the snaps, and that coaching staff looked around and said, he's more reliable. There's not a gap now. The gap between Cam and Mac is tinier and tinier and tinier and tinier. And now it's just, we feel we can trust him. This is what I was told. We can rely on him. We can trust him. And the Mac Jones era begins in earnest. How good will he be? Well, there's a lot of good about New England. If you get my yellow pad of paper test, take your yellow pad of paper. What I like about New England, what I don't. It's a lot of what I like. I have them at 10-7 this year. I'm not going to change them. I said last week, Cam could go 10-7, and Mac could go 10-7. I still believe that. I think both they're different. Mac, you're going to get more of a, distributor. Cam, a little bit more of a shooter and a scorer, and a guy in the red zone that 12 rushing touchdowns last year. So Cam's a different quarterback than Mac, but I think both in this system could get you 10 games. So why is one released and one starting? It's not just because they both tore it up against third and fourth stringers. But Mac, they don't worry about anything other than he'll show up early, leave late, and he'll get it done. So that's the situation we have. Cam's last 17 starts are ugly, 8 touchdown passes, 11 picks. Let me support him, though, on this. Those stats look really, really bad. So Cam Newton's last 17 starts, you can really pick on him. But let's be fair about this. Tom Brady. Look at Tom's last year in New England and his first year in Tampa. Okay? Cam didn't have a lot to work with here. So everybody in Boston Sports Radio has just been picking apart Cam for the last year. Folks, they led the NFL in opt-outs. Belichick has not drafted tight ends and receivers well. Cam's numbers, let's be fair here. There's a reason New England went out and spent $120 million on free agents, mostly wide receivers and tight ends. They didn't have any. So one of the people say, well, you like Cam starting. I did, because I took his numbers last year, and we were joking about this. I mean, people in Boston were just rooting against Cam. A lot of diehard Patriot fans were rooting against him. When you kind of consider all of it, they were a play in Seattle and a play from Buffalo from potentially getting into the playoffs. And those are good teams. I mean, the Seahawks won 12 games. Buffalo won 11, 12 games. So you got to be fair on Cam's overall numbers. It's really been bad in his last 17 starts. But when he left Carolina, that wasn't a great team. They're rebuilding, right? They've been rebuilding last year. And New England, offensively, who's going to star? I mean, maybe Mahomes, but Russell Wilson, but who was going to take that team to the playoffs last year? So let's be fair with Cam. The COVID stuff, I have no time for Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, and Cam Newton not getting vaccinated. I got no patience for it. It doesn't matter if you had it last year. Doesn't matter. NFL set up protocols. Unvaccinated, we're going to make your life miserable. Delta Airlines has done it. This company's done it. Netflix has done it. Disney's done it. Doesn't matter if you had it. Take it, or you're going to be a problem. And I think as a quarterback, Kirk Cousins, get vaccinated. Carson Wentz, get vaccinated. Cam, good luck on the open market. There's a big difference now between the Vikings and the Colts, who are trapped with their unvaccinated quarterbacks. They can't do anything. You can't get out of Kirk Cousins' contract. It's a $46 million contract next year. Terrible. There's a difference between that and Cam's now on the market, unvaccinated. Bruh, there's not going to be much of a market. And not going to be much of a market. One thing if a team is trapped, and by the way, this isn't just quarterbacks, this is life. If you work at a company right now and you're unvaccinated, that's one thing. But if you're unemployed looking for work and you're not vaccinated, that's a different thing. I'm not bringing you in. So I think the market for Cam was small a year ago. I don't know. People are talking about the Dallas Cowboys today, like they need another disruption. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I would not bring an unvaccinated quarterback in the league. Again, I'm not a mandate guy. If it was an unvaccinated outside linebacker and you were great, I'd consider it. But quarterback, 60 touches a game, most valuable guy in the locker room, I can't do it. I can't. If I GM or a coach, I just can't do it. It's one thing if you decided that and I'm stuck with you. It's another thing if you're on the market. It's a hard pass for me. So I don't know the market for Cam. But we have to be fair. Don't just pull out his numbers from last year and go, look at those terrible numbers. He had nothing to work with. I mean, that was the worst receiving tight end core in the league in forever. Since the 76 Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Steve Spurrier, it was terrible. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.